Hi, this is Joy. I just read something. It was so kooky crazy, I have to share it with you. Okay, here's a Scooby-Doo. Here's what it said. It said that students' learning is on the decline. It's decreasing. Guess why? Facebook. No, I'm not kidding. It said that students are addicted to Facebook. Addicted. Addicted. And as I began to think about that, I realized that we have a lot of addictions in our society. And it made me think, how did we get to here? Why do we have so many addictions? When I was younger, when we had addictions, basically it was usually about drugs, heroin, cocaine, pot, whatever it might be. But now it's as if this addictive behavior, this muscle memory, this emotional demands have taken people into all areas of addiction. Addicted to Facebook? Seriously? As a teacher, this grieves me. And as a mother, it grieves me even more. And as a daughter, as a woman who's part of this society, it grieves me because I lived my entire life believing that I was doing something in this world to make a difference for the generations to follow. And since I have a newly adopted son, that really means something to me. He's a teenager and I'm a new mom, and it's kind of a unique situation, but I'm thankful for it. I love him and I'm appreciative for the opportunity that I have to pour into his life. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the future for him. And I know that the Supernatural Guidebook, God's Word, says that we have a future filled with hope. Okay, so I believe that. But as I look around me, I see people who are like in a box. They're living in a world that they've created just and only for themselves. And what do I mean by that? Well, just look at what most people have in their hand. Most people have a phone in their hand. And guys, it's not a phone. It's a total handheld computing device. It's a computer. It's not a phone. My son, now he has a phone. That's all it will do. Why? Because I love him. Because I'm not going to give him something that he can access 24 hours a day, that has the opportunity to speak into his life more than I have the opportunity to speak into his life. I'm training a warrior for God, and I don't want him to be drawn into things that are absolutely a waste of his time. I value his intelligence and his time more than that, more than to give him a phone. It's not about trust. It's just basically about giving him a fighting chance in this world. And then I read these articles about how kids are addicted to Facebook. No, he doesn't have a Facebook page. My pastor has asked me to speak on different subjects. And one subject he has that he wants me to speak on in just a couple of weeks is porn. And I'm going to speak from the perspective like I'm speaking now, from like a mom's perspective, and what it's doing to our generation of boys, of children. And it's not just boys, it's girls as well, but the information that's come out about it. What's startling in the information is that they're having trouble finding control groups. And if you don't know what a control group is, it means it's the base group. It's the group that is unaffected by the variable that you're introducing. So the control group would be boys, young boys, ages 10, 11, 12, who have never seen porn before. Yeah, they can't find them. Okay, I'm going to say that again. This is from a TED Talks video that I watched on YouTube, and the researcher could not find any young men to be part of the control group. He could not find any young boys who had not been watching porn already. That's a problem. But what he researched was the fact of what it was doing to them as they're watching it. And in our society where everything is fast, everything is now, 3G, 4G, 5G, it's faster, faster, faster. It's messing these boys up. Why? Because they have their phones and they're seeing not one, not 20, like they maybe would have seen years ago in a magazine, but they're seeing hundreds, thousands of women, of pornographic images, and they're seeing it so quickly. And the way it's stimulating their brain, unfortunately, it's not stimulating them really where they need it and where it matters. And so as they develop, then they are unable to have erections with intercourse. Yeah, that's what I said. And they have to completely not see porn anymore. And it's taking them up to 4 times as long to recover or initially develop the pathways in order to be able to have and maintain an erection. Now that was a lot. Does it interest me? Totally. I have a son. I have a son. And I want him to be able to have a beautiful, incredible, intimate relationship with his wife. And I want them to be mutually satisfied, and I want them to enjoy each other. As a mom, that's difficult to do in our world where porn is literally at your child's fingertips. Literally. I blame it on the microwave. I told that to my son and we both laughed out loud. But I remember the day, not the day that I used one for the first time, but I mean the day you actually could use one for the first time. Like when it was invented and put in our school and we could use it. I remember. And I remember what once had families around together, preparing and being together and spending time together, it just kind of gradually came in and changed our whole world to this instant society. Instant and selfish. We've got drive-throughs, have it your way, do everything your way. Everything is the iPhone, the iPad, iTunes. I. It's not helping our generation. And it's not helping us because there's no anticipation. There's no waiting for anything. We download exactly what we want to hear. We don't have to compromise that with anybody. I mean, I remember some of the happiest times of my life with friends hanging out, waiting to hear our favorite song come on the radio. We would wait through commercial. We would wait and we would talk about, oh man, it's going to come. I bet it's going to be next. And then if it was, oh, it'll be the next one. And we were so excited to hear it. I remember going to movies. If we didn't see the movie in the theater, we weren't going to see it because it wasn't going to be on anything that we could see. We'd have to wait literally 5 years for it to come out on TV. And then when it did come out on TV, I never got to see it because I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a PK. And I was in church on Sunday nights. And Sunday nights, we were there a long time. If you're, we were there for hours and hours praying and having a move of the Lord and the move of the Spirit. And our lives were being transformed. And I mean, Sunday nights were big. They were huge. They were like family time. So no, I wasn't going to get to see any movies. I don't even remember how old I was before I ever saw The Wizard of Oz. Why? Because I always came on a Sunday night. I'll tell you the truth. I faked a sore throat in order to be able to stay home, in order to be able to see it, because I was tired of telling people I had never seen it before. And that's the truth. Faked a sore throat to see it. Now we can download anything we want to see and see it anytime we want to see it. What has that created in us? Selfishness. Selfishness. As I was doing this porn research, I was listening to one young Israeli man speak about his porn addiction and how it had interrupted him to the point that he no longer could be intimate with the lady who was in his life, and so he had to just stop watching porn altogether. And he called it the hands-free sex. meaning that if you watch porn, he says, you're not going to see hands because hands just get in the way. This really touched me because Jesus stretched out his hands and touched people and made a difference in their lives. And when we have phones in our hands and we have all this technology in our hands are full. Our hands are closed. We're in our own world that we've made, tailor-made just for us. It's I world. And our hands are not open. Our hearts are not available. We're not making ourselves available to help other people or change the world. And that matters to me because when we turn inward, there's one thing that can be certain that's going to come from it besides selfishness, and that's depression. Depression. And what's this whole YouTube channel about? It's about joy in this world. It's about God's promises and that they're yes and amen, and that we have a future filled with hope. And I believe in order to have a future filled with hope, we're going to have to put the phone down. We're going to have to close the laptop. We're going to have to be willing to listen to someone else's music too. We're going to have to be willing to see things that we normally wouldn't watch. And what does that do? I think it helps us to be better people. I think it helps us to compromise and relate and to love and to grow. Oh my goodness. We cannot have a society where our children cannot learn because they're addicted to technology, whether it's Facebook, whether it's watching porn, whether it's gaming. It doesn't matter. We have to return to a time, or now this generation has to grow to a time where they are willing to be selfless enough to have open hands. Open hands that can touch other people. Open hands that can spend time with someone, that can listen to someone, can listen to their heart, listen to their problems, listen to their needs. Open hands that can serve people. Open hands that can touch someone and pray for them. It's so much better to give than it is to receive. I say, let's put the phones down. Let's turn Facebook off if we need to. Let's be willing to look beyond the world that we've created for ourselves, and let's live with our family and our friends and our neighbors. And let's make a difference in this world. And when we do, what will we discover? Oh, we'll discover joy in this world. God's best to you today and every day.